This is a commando lurking in the school. The teacher saw that he was not focused and wanted to hit him with a stick. After 2 moves, he broke the teacher's arm. He looked back and turned out to be a teacher, quickly released, and rubbed his hand comfortingly. This guy, named Myung-hoon, is a North Korean commando hiding in South Korea. On the first day of school, because of his clothes too casually, he was mocked by his classmates. Myung-hoon came to a seat. The thug came to Myung-hoon, put his hand on his shoulder, but he pushed him away. Seconds later, Myung-hoon didn't dare to reveal his identity, kept his anger. But after school, Myung-hoon became a cold-blooded commando, driving a motorcycle on the road. Arriving in front of the target's house, he rang the doorbell. As soon as the door opened, he hit his head, kicking him flying. His movements are as fast as lightning. Hit one hit. The man who was defenseless was quickly pushed to the ground. The man still wanted to protest, stabbing Myung-hoon with a knife, but he jumped up and hit his head with his knee. Then Myung-hoon went to the bathroom. He looked at himself in the mirror, his eyes filled with loneliness. In the classroom, thugs were bullying the girl sitting next to him, dumping trash on her, clapping hands to congratulate. Myung-hoon didn't say anything. He went to the side and picked up the paper box on the ground. His expression turned cold. After school, they took the girl to the changing room and took the envelope from the girl's hand. Inside was a stack of money. Their expressions were extremely pleased. You can eat and drink again. But the girl begged, saying this was her tuition fee, begging them to give it back to her. But they tore the girl's clothes. They were a bit stunned. Myung-hoon entered. He looked at the helpless girl. His eyes were cold. Turned his wrist, kicked his leg. He hit very hard. The sound of bones creaking in succession. He pushed the thug. Then he punched. The man's arm bone was broken. Kneel on the ground and cry AAA. Seeing them trembling on the ground like dying dogs, Myung-hoon without mercy returned to the classroom. The thugs were scared and didn't even dare to look at Myung-hoon. In lunchtime, they gather in the canteen. When they eat, they can't make it themselves, and they don't dare to lie about revenge. But Myung-hoon just appeared. Scared, the thug quickly gave way. Myung-hoon told us not to cause trouble. Resentment is completely erased as soon as the thug heard it. He was panicking, worried, and scared. To thank Myung-hoon, the girl who took him around Seoul, she asked Myung-hoon which country would he most like to live in. He said he wanted to go to North Korea the most, because it was his only relative there. His sister is still held hostage by the organization. He hopes to be able to complete the mission soon, to be reunited with his sister soon. But things can't be that simple. He immediately received an extremely difficult task: kill a super commando who has experienced many battles. How would a North Korean commando perform a mission in South Korea? First, go to the numbering station, give the boss a set of numbers, say the connection code. Lottery tickets are printed and paid by phone. Enter a phone number, order a cake, take out a gun and the bullets from it. The action is about to begin. The target this time is a commando of another organization. He went all the way and blocked the man at the traffic light. Suddenly, he pulled out his gun to attack. The man pressed the gas. Myung-hoon continued to chase. He hit the tire. The car lost control and crashed into the barrier. Myung-hoon got off the car to prepare to harvest, but the people around kept taking photos. He just had to give up and left. Mission failed. The man started investigating Myung-hoon. He went to the pharmacy who was Myung-hoon's contact person. The woman panicked and told the location of Myung-hoon. Without mercy, the man shot twice. The woman died on the spot. Then they went to Myung-hoon's house. That owner is still listening to music, not knowing that death is near. When you look up, you will notice. Remove the headset. The man with cold eyes opened fire. The blood gushed into wall. Then he sat on the sofa, waiting for Myung-hoon. Myung-hoon entered the house. He felt a different atmosphere. He gently went upstairs, saw the man sitting on the sofa. He unbuttoned his shirt and turned on battle mode. Push the table, break it. Both are special agents. It is difficult to distinguish between victory and defeat. The man is experienced, but not as strong as the young man. Myung-hoon gradually took the advantage. He grabbed the wire. A somersault caught the man, squeezing the rope with force. The man pulled out a knife and brushed past Myung-hoon, kicking it flying. Myung-hoon used a bare can to block it. Left, right, hit his stomach, hit his head. He then stabbed him in the leg with a knife. Went around the back. One knife killed a commendable generation of North Korean commandos. He then cuts the gas pipe and heats the skin, like Mars, exploding with great force. Everything turned to ashes. The next step is to destroy the enemy's lair. Right now they are delivering diamonds and preparing to return to the organization. Myung-hoon sneaked in. 1 shot, 2 shots. The other side was bewildered. That guy wanted to take the bag to escape. A bomb explodes, all flying out, unable to resist. Diamond quest is complete. But the real danger has just begun. Senior leaders arranged for Myung-hoon to ride a smuggler ship back home. The ship driver suddenly hit Myung-hoon. Myung-hoon looked upset. He dodged 2 of the man's attacks, then pressed the man against the wall. He asked him why he was treating him like that. The ship driver said that none of the commandos return alive after completing the mission. The organization hopes to silence them forever. After hearing that, Myung-hoon protested. killing the train driver with a knife. His eyes were now filled with tears, filled with hatred. His superiors found out that Myung-hoon was still alive and told him to bring diamonds to exchange for his sister. Myung-hoon knew it was a trap, but his sister was kidnapped. He can only take the risk once. He threw them up. Everything that sparkles is diamonds. Too rich, right? Before that day, he was still bewildered in class. The teacher called him to answer the question. He was bewildered. He slowly stood up and answered. That level of confidence is like a genius. Not only did he answer the question, he also helped the teacher broaden his horizons. My roommate was also bewildered. The students were also surprised. The teacher praised him, but this student is actually a commando. He's been assigned a secret assignment at school. The goal is to steal diamonds and transport them back to the country. For the sake of his family, he dared not resist. Unexpectedly, after completing the mission, the organization wanted to kill him to kill his mouth, and wanted him to hand over diamonds, so that he could exchange for his sister's life. He went to the trading site alone. He stretched out his hand. The glittering things were all diamonds. He suddenly shot, 1 shot, 2 shots. He was also hit by a bullet, but he didn't give up, continued to fight. He threw the bag behind his back, causing a huge explosion. Brilliant fire. The entire warehouse was blown up. The people of the organization lay dead on the ground. He took the woman to run away, but was tripped by someone. That person held him tight. The superior pointed a gun at him. He used the man to catch the bullet, then picked up the gun and stood up but was hit again. That boss is crazy. Myung-hoon threw away the diamond that belongs to him. He must kill him to vent his anger. You are the bastard. Took my diamond. You're dead for sure. Just when he was about to take action, the Korean police also arrived. He pointed his gun at the two of them, telling them to put down their guns and surrender. But Myung-hoon was already mentally prepared. He lost his family and country, now just wants to kill the culprit. He turned his head to fight. Both were hit by bullets and fell to the ground. The police helped Myung-hoon into the warehouse. He glanced at the rescued woman and fell unconscious to the ground. On the way back, Myung-hoon still hadn't reached the hospital and stopped breathing in the car. The movie ends here. There is a detail in the movie. The organization required Myung-hoon to bring back the diamond. Is enough, but found a robber, train driver, to rob. For what? Okay. The movie stops here. I'm Chloe Gu. See you again.